folks, and welcome to this week's Skippy track guide at Watkins Glen, the nice one without the horrible chicane down the back straight. And yeah, it's going to be a really fun week. This is a very fast circuit, a lot of slipstreaming. I think there's a good 3 straights where you can get a good run out of them, this one being another one. So anyway, let's stop waffling and get involved with what we're doing today. Track temperature is 78 Fahrenheit, which is 26 degrees, which isn't too bad. And I'm actually going to get rid of that now because you need to see the lap times, which is all the way down at the bottom here. So the fastest lap we did is a 1:24.448. We did nip into the 4s quite a few times, and then we did a good one up here. There we go, 1:24.75, which isn't too bad, but I'm running mid 24s, a few high 24s, things like that. This was actually on very low fuel, so I'm kind of taking that with a pinch of salt, but we got a 24.4 there and a 24.4 just there, so I'm calling it a win nonetheless. Setup will be in the description as always, and otherwise, let's get on with it. Right, so crossing the start-finish line, it's quite a decent straight from starting position, so be careful on turn 1, people dive bombing. Luckily, we do have a fantastically wide exit of turn 1 where we can use all of the track without any penalty. But coming into turn 1, we are using this change of tarmac as our braking point, kind of braking at it when the tyres are nice and warm, low fuel, slightly before it when the tyres are cold, down to 3rd gear, roll the car in. You want to kind of be on throttle to tame the rear end because the ground disappears. Try not to hit that inner curb too much. I give it a cheeky little nibble on the way past. I'd probably, that would be as much as I want to take. Get on power as early as we can because we don't lift off throttle until turn 5 now. So that is the most important corner on the track. 3rd gear, straight into 4th. Don't touch the grass on the left hand side. It will be an off track. So just be warned about that. The S's now are famous for causing crashes, so be very careful. Cold tyres first and second lap round here. It is full throttle. All we're trying to do is minimise scrub on the tyres, minimise steering angle, and let the Skippy do what it do in a straight line, i.e. try and accelerate. So we actually turn in quite early for turn 2, minimise the angle, straight line the wheels coming up the hill between 2 and 3. I normally keep quite a tight line on turn 2 so I can straight line the tyres. Very slight steering angle you can see over on the throttle and speed and gear input over there, the little orange dial up top. Use all of it on exit as well. Get nice and close to this barrier. Changing to 5th when we come over the crest because we don't want to lose any momentum. 5th gear in here. This is all uphill. 5th gear in the Skippy is not very powerful, so redlining it in 4th is going to be better for just overall momentum. What I do here is keep nice and tight as I can to the curb on the right. When the yellow stops, I start peeling away and come over to the left-hand side of the track. Just trying to minimize track distance at this point. Another huge overtaking point down here. You've got to be careful. People will slipstream past you quite easily. Not too much chance of dive bombing down into turn 5. It's a very small braking zone, to be honest. As we're coming down here over the crest, we're spotting this little extra bit of tarmac. It's really awkward. Turning point there, and then kind of point to the tree, and then point to the curbing on the inside of the corner. Slight brake. We change down into 4th, really deep into the corner of the brakes, definitely after the crest. And then all you're doing is trying to hug this inside curve as much as possible. As you can see on the steering, we got a snap of oversteer. We're not trying to minimize that. If the wheels are sliding, they're not doing their job in taking us forward. Try and keep speed as high as possible. You can see I'm feeding in the throttle as much as I can. Not quite full throttle yet. Just trying to manage the slide here. When we get to this point, there's an iRacing man on the right hand side there. We kind of want to bleed out on the left hand side. What I find is if you keep the steering angle too much, you stay at the same speed, you don't accelerate. Whereas we've got another straight here, so you want to maximize our speed by the end of it. Coming down, this will be the 3rd slipstreaming overtaking opportunity, turn 1 being the 1st. We're looking for the 200 meter board down into turn 6. We're braking at it, maybe slightly after it. Off the brakes, balance it with the throttle because the rear end will tend to come round. Off brakes now, full throttle. Down to 4 for this corner. I've been finding that's been a lot easier. The corner's cambered here, so you can definitely take a good chunk of speed here. Watch the exit. You don't want to run too wide. We do get a cheeky little flick up of dirt there, which is probably the maximum you want to be. Final corner now of turn 7. is quite interesting, quite fun. Exit is most important. We're looking for this extra bit of tarmac, and we're braking a couple of car lengths before it, but it is our turning point. We do turn in quite early. You can see the camber really crankers on at the apex here. And you want to be on full power before the exit. You want to get maximum throw out of this corner. Use all the curb on the exit on the left hand side. Just be careful of that barrier, it does creep up quite quickly. Also be careful of the grass on the left hand side here. Any more than a little nibble of it, you'll get a lovely off track, which will be a nice pain in the rear. So that is the lap over. Quite a quick lap, a 24 second, 25 second. If you're getting around there, you're doing fantastic. 26s and 27s are solid lap times. As I say, it'll be a massive slipstream circuit, and with that, just be careful. People will be dive bombing because they think they're going to be quicker than you, and just basically stay safe out there. This will be the one that if you can survive, you will do well, particularly in the S's, laps 1 and 2, as I mentioned before. So that's us across the line now, a 1:24.448, which I was quite impressed with that. Quite a good lap time. As I say, low fuel, so that'll be towards the end of the race, and with slipstream, it will definitely be destroying that lap time. As always, the cockpit cam and chase cam at full speed will likely follow. Otherwise, hopefully I will catch you guys on the track. Have a good week, and I'll catch you on the next one.